Maverick Wilson here with End of State, bringing you another headline in the Canadian media. Tory MP Y. Young compares Jesus' actions to Harper government. So, how can this MP make such an assertion? And how does the Conservative Party act like Jesus? Well, in our own words, Jesus served, he saved, but he acted as well. I want to share with you what I think our government is doing in the same vein. Jesus served and acted to always do the right thing, not the most popular thing. So what she's referring to here is the vast unpopularity of Bill C-51 amongst the Canadian populace, as well as journalists and politicians. So, acting in a way that's completely disingenuous to the will of your people, the people that elected you, is somehow acting in a way like Jesus. And I suppose that the continual use of the Bank of Canada to have private banks print our money to us at interest is just like how Jesus kicked out the moneylenders. I don't think there could be a party that's farther than Jesus than our current Conservative Party. Maybe our MP here is just a little out of touch. Admittedly, she doesn't read any newspapers. She cites the reason that reporters' stories are not factual, and it's an unfortunate turn in Canadian media that led her to boycott the country's biggest dailies. Now, she's not the only one to have been boycotting Canadian media. It has been known that the Prime Minister's office has been banning journalists from attending events. So really, the only time where Prime Minister Harper has real reporters with real questions coming around is when he has a foreign elected dignitary that he's playing host to. So, who cares about actually answering your public's questions? Well, unless somebody's watching. And I suppose it's completely fine if it's somebody unelected, right? Tyrants really don't care about having to be responsible to their people. What we have here is another example with how out of touch Canadian politicians are, and how far we are shifting towards an undemocratic nation. We have a ruling party that has pushed past legislation that greatly reduces our privacy and greatly reduces our freedoms. We also have a party that is completely unresponsive to the questions of the general public and our representatives, the news media. So it's pretty obvious that Stephen Harper is nothing like Jesus. In fact, he has far more in common with the tyrant. Now, whose fault is it for things getting this way in Canadian politics? Is it our current ruling Conservative Party? Is it the lack of attention that our news media has paid to them? Or is it our fault? As Canadians, we have been far too unresponsive to the changes that have been happening in Parliament. When Bill C-51 passes, and when we hear about the Trans-Pacific Partnership being in the works, what we are really witnessing is the slow creep of fascism. Much the same as progress doesn't happen overnight. The slow descent into tyranny takes time as well. And yes, while we do enjoy some of the greatest levels of freedom and prosperity in the world, we can't be so naive to think that that can last forever. If we truly do value our freedom, then we must take steps to protect it. This has been my first report of many to come, so if you'd like to see more, please like, subscribe, and share.